Perfect. So how are you? It's been 10 months since we last spoke.
Is that true?
Yeah, May last year.
Oh my god.
Well, it could have been May. It could have been longer. It probably takes me, so...
You're right, because we were talking about War in Your Arms last time we spoke.
We were, yeah.
That is wild. Yeah.
So that...
Time is just so compressed. It
Yeah.
feels like it was only a month ago.
Yeah, it does, yeah. I mean, I can't believe it was 10 months. I mean, how has the last 10 months been?
Well, crazy, and then also, I guess, such a whirlwind, it doesn't feel like it's been 10 months. I mean, it's been good. You know, it's... My album's, like, from then got delayed, like, another 2 times.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, because I think we were just talking about, oh, it's coming out, we're ready to go.
But yeah, it's seriously.
Yeah. So, I mean, what caused the delay? Other than the obvious.
Well, the last 2 delays were basically... it was basically held up by the music video for Another Falling Star.
Right, okay.
Because they just wanted all the assets in.
Yeah.
They just wanted to have everything in place before we launched.
Right. I mean, that must have been frustrating for you, because obviously I think you were ready to go last time we spoke. The single was doing well.
2 years.
Yeah. But we're here now. Obviously, the album's finally out.
Yeah.
What's the plan now then? Or is there one? Are you just gonna?
I guess touring.
Yeah.
Well, the plan is definitely to tour. I say that nothing's actually like locked in yet.
Right.
But they're trying. The problem with COVID is that like everything is a moving target. So like initially they were saying, I think you're going to be in the UK like end of May. Now they're saying, I think you're going to be in the UK in like June.
Yeah.
At this point, I believe it when I'm like on a plane.
Yeah, I think one of the things we said was, you will carry on this conversation fairly soon, and that was May last year, and March this year, and we've still not done it. But it's all good. I mean, you must be happy the album's out now. What's the reaction been like to it?
I don't know. Someone asked me this last night. I think it's been like the reaction to. The reaction from my friends and my fans has been amazing.
Yeah.
Like the people that I know and that are tagging me in their posts and stuff has been really good. And I all the people that follow me and already have a relationship with my music, they're all reacting sort of in the best way possible, which is great. Beyond that, are people listening to it? Are people finding it? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't been given any of the kind of stats from the label or I haven't had any of those update emails. Like sometimes they'll send through and go, here's the numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they've just forgotten or if it's so bad telling me.
You're still smiling though, so it's all good.
Exactly. I mean, well, what else I can't really control it. Can I like... I'm proud of it. The people that matter to me the most all really love it, and I guess that's all we can do, really.
Okay, I mean, like I said, last time, not wanting to keep harping back to last year when we spoke, but you'd obviously put the single out. Since that, I mean, you've done a series of walk and sing videos as well.
Yeah.
What was the kind of thought behind that? Where did they come from?
They came from. They came about because I think we were just looking for different ways to like present the songs, and it occurred to me that when I would like listen, the way that I love listening to music is like headphones on and like walking through the street, and there are all these times when you're just like, I really feel like singing out loud.
Yeah.
And then I thought that would be an interesting way to perform a song.
Yeah.
And so we started that series of walk and sings, and it's. You know, like, I think a lot of people don't actually realize that the vocal is recorded live. Like, we have a microphone, a lapel microphone set up, and it is literally somebody walking down the street. And I say somebody because there's a few others that have other singers that join me, walking through wherever we are, singing out loud. And it's been, I think people like them. Like, it's another opportunity as well for me to, like, sing the song differently to how I sing it on the record.
Yeah.
And, like, try different things. And also some of it's a little bit like letting people know, like, I can sing.
I think we know that by now.
But it's like, because I think there's so much like tuning and stuff and production involved on albums, and I think some of this was about seeing what it sounds like to actually just sing in like a public space.
Yeah, putting yourself at the mercy of the elements.
Yes, exactly. Which in the most recent one was we filmed on the rooftop of a bus.
All right, okay.
It was ambitious because there's a lot of bus in that video.
Yeah, and they're not the quietest things.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, just on that note, then, if you could walk and sing anywhere in the world, where would it be, and who would you want as company?
Well, that is a great question. I think that's what I would love to do eventually, is get to the point where I'm on tour, and if I was doing well enough that I could have access anywhere, being on tour, and I mean, I don't know, imagine doing a walk and sing through like the Tate or like something like that. Like to me, that's the kind of dream.
Yeah,
it would just be like amazing, iconic spaces.
Yeah,
and film. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it grows. If the album does well enough that I can tour the world and have access to those places, then that's.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm sure the label can sort it for you. just going on to the album then. I mean, you've described it as exploring what it's like to lose your faith as the kind of inspiration behind the album. I mean, just what did you get out of documenting that sort of chapter of your life?
I think what was interesting about it was I wasn't writing the songs specifically to tell that story at the time that I was writing them. I just was writing music.
Yeah.
And it was really more toward the end of this sort of 5-year period when I reflected on all the songs that I'd written that I realized that I had documented that process.
Right, okay.
So yeah, it was interesting because it wasn't like I went in going, oh wow, the next 5 years are going to be intense and I'm going to write about it.
Yeah.
Or I wasn't even in the midst of it thinking like, wow, I'm going through a really intense time. I hope I'm like writing songs about it. Like I wasn't that conscious of what was going on. So, so the great feeling about it is a retrospective one in the sense of looking back and thinking, I really did like capture the chaos of this experience.
I was going to ask, I mean, when you sat there, especially now, like you said, you didn't consciously write about it, but what was it looking back, thinking, wow, I have documented that?
It feels great because I think you chase that feeling as an artist. You want to tell the truth in your work, and you want to do it in an honest and vulnerable way. And what I appreciate about this collection of songs is that they are very vulnerable and very honest, and they tell the story. And so I think, it feels good. It feels good to even just to be able to like talk about the album as a whole piece of work. Is a good feeling, and I'm very proud of it. Yeah.
Okay, definitely. Okay, in terms of, I mean, you talked about fans and stuff as well. I mean, if somebody listens to the album, given how personal it is, what do you hope they take away from it, other than great songs? Because obviously it's going to mean something different to everybody. They're going to interpret it differently. And
that's a good question. I guess.
Especially somebody that's been through like maybe a similar experience to what you went through.
I mean, I suppose I hope that people appreciate that it's an album. So there's part of me that just like, I hope musically that people that really, because I don't know, not many people are making albums that are supposed to be listened to as an entire album.
Yeah.
I hope that people connect with that aspect of it and actually give it the real time. Like, I think of it as like a novel. I hope that people like read it from cover to cover.
Yeah.
And then as far as what the impact that it might have in their life, I suppose I hope that it opens people up to just the experience of going through kind of a crazy life change. And I hope that it gives them a window into what it feels like to be in the middle of that. And I guess on that level, I think whether people are losing their faith or whatever kind of changes they're going through in their life, I think that I hope they can connect on that level with the music.
Okay, I mean, just looking back then, obviously you've written the album about, not about it, but it's obviously turned out about it. Has it made you view that period in your life differently?
Yes, because I think when you're in that kind of period of life, it feels really overwhelming and like intense.
Yeah.
And the songs, there's a lot of intensity in these songs, but what's funny is now, like, packaging it all together as like an album, I realized it wasn't, I mean, it was a big deal because it was a big thing that happened to me, but stepping back from it all, it's not that big a deal. Like, it makes me realize that just like going through that kind of stuff is like, it's not insurmountable, and it's pretty, it's important to do, but also like you can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like,
you've come through the other side.
Like there's a song on the record called "Boy in a Bubble," and the chorus is literally like, "Now I just want to survive, and I'm trying to stay alive, and I'm never going to go back. It costs too much to live like that." And like the urgency in those lyrics are so melodramatic and funny, and it was truthful to how I was feeling at the time, and then now. Now I listen and I'm just like, that's just a great song.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, like I said, we spoke about the album last year, and now you've had 10 months to sit on it before it was released. Has it changed your kind of view on the situation and that period of your life, or your feelings? Has that changed? And in fact, did you rework any of the songs in that last song due to the delays?
We did not rework any of the songs. The only thing the label did, was add like a circle to the track listing of the album, which is kind of like a bonus track. I said you can do it if you put it as a bonus track at the end.
Right.
Otherwise, the album stayed the same, and I'm just a fan of the album. I guess if anything, I've been able to now see the album through other people's eyes.
Right.
And experience the songs, or just watching the way people are reacting to the songs, has been kind of fun, because it's so, I just have known the songs for years. So it's kind of fun. It's fun seeing which ones people love and how they react and stuff. And that, if anything, has just given me like a fresh love for the album itself.
Yeah. Has anything surprised you from the reaction? Have you thought, wow, I've not thought of that like that? Not
so much that, but I'm always surprised by what songs people love, and what people connect with, and that's always just an interesting thing to see. Especially songs that you're like, this one's really a song for me.
Yeah.
I mean, the song, and it already had come out, but the song Requiem, I was genuinely surprised how much people connected with that. It's like one of the most streamed songs off the album.
Right.
And not just because it came out before the others, like even compared to some of the others that had come out around that same time. And that was just, when I put it on the album, I really thought, this will be one for me that I love, but I don't know if other people will love it as much. And now it's one of the most loved songs. So that stuff is always interesting, to just see which songs connect, and, you know, and how people connect with them.
Okay, and looking forward then, I mean, obviously the album's out, obviously it's too soon to think about a new record, but what are you going to write about now? You know?
Well, I've started exploring thematically and sonically what the next album is. I think the next one's going to be about my dad. My dad is Indonesian, born in Indonesia.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to go to the island that he was born in.
Right.
And write about that, write about what it means to be mixed race, and what it means to be from that part of the world, and have some of the sounds of that part of the world incorporated.
Have you been there?
I think I have been there once. I've been to Indonesia plenty of times, but my dad's from a very small, little tropical island. I've been there once, and it's beautiful, but like, it's hard to get, you get in like a puddle jumper to get there.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, okay, I mean, if you could go back then to the beginning of that whole chapter of your life, knowing now what you know, what advice would you give yourself?
I think, well, the funny thing is, I almost wouldn't want to tell myself this, because I think it's it was important to go through it the way I did. But I wish I could just be like, it's not that big a deal. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be okay. Like, you don't have to panic about any of this. Like, one day you look back and you'll be so thankful that it all happened.
Yeah.
But if you don't kind of have the panic and the anxiety, then I guess as an artist you don't necessarily kind of create the great work that you did. So yeah, it's a funny thing. I would want to say that to my younger self, but I would then be like, but wait, you might write a great song.
Yeah.
So I'll hold up.
Perfect. Brilliant. I mean, just to wrap things up then, I'm hoping it's not going to be another 10 months before we catch up again. But
Seriously.
if it is, I mean, where do you hope to be in terms of with the album or career-wise? What are your kind of hopes?
The dream really would be that the album connects enough and that the music gets out far enough that I'm able to tour with a band. That's what I would love. I would love for the audience of this record to be big enough and enthusiastic enough that it justifies being able to play around the world with an actual band. I think that's
Perfect.
definitely the dream. I hope we get there.
But I hope so too, because I can't have another 10 months without another catch-up. So
Exactly.
we've got to carry this on at some point. And hopefully we can do it in person in the UK and have a proper
Yeah,
chat.
man.
But yeah, it's been great catching up and really good luck with the album and everything. And thank you for your
Thanks, man.
time. And have
Thanks
a great
so
rest
much.
of your day.
Yeah, cheers.